Okay guys, so a couple of questions about using multiband compression on vocals. So I've got an example up for you. This is the radio edit of the track Higher from, I don't know, I think 2015, 2016. If you want to hear the whole track in context, link in the description below. But on here, I've got a lot of vocal tracks. There's all of these blue ones. This is all edited together. However, when we recorded the vocal, it was done in like a couple of different sessions. And yeah, equally, you can see I've got some aptly named ad-libs and things like that weren't in the right recording state, and some just didn't sound right. So to get everything to flow and work together, I had to work quite hard. So on the vocal bus here, there's a whole bunch of plugins going on. I don't know why it snapped down like that. And right at the end, I've used multiband compression just to control everything and give it a bit of a like consistent lift in the middle. So what I'll do, I'll play through this whole section here with the multiband disabled, and then I'll enable it. And you know, this isn't doing a huge amount, but it gives context and clarity. It's almost like using a compressor to glue everything together. Just have a listen and see if you can grasp what I mean. Okay, so it's super subtle. There's literally only like, I think maximum about 2.5 dB fluctuation going in either way. But what I've done is I've boosted this middle frequency. I've treated it like an EQ. Because it's multiband compression, we can usually do expansion as well. So I've lifted that up by, I don't know, probably a dB. Yeah, 1 decibel. Because in that area, we'd lost some frequency basically. It wasn't sitting quite right. However, if I put an EQ there were certain points in the vocal where it was actually too much because we had loads of presence in that area, and you can see them crop up. I think probably in this first section. Look for like 3 nice spines sticking up here. See how they just escape up a little bit too much at certain times? So that you boost it with an EQ to accentuate that area, and then other sections don't perform as you want, so you'd end up notching away. What I've done instead, lifted the whole thing up with multiband compressor and then set it so just as those bits become a bit too unpleasant, it actually gains back. And it's got permission to gain all the way back to about -6, yeah, -6 dB. And there are some sections where it pulls back a lot further in the track. I've done a similar thing up here. There's lots of little sibilances that get caught by just this area. Notice this isn't lifted. This just catches some harshness that was in some of the recordings. So if I solo this section out, and let's solo that out for you. Sweet, so crashing down and C there. You can really hear the like unpleasant bits pop in, and it just controls them a little bit. You can see it's dipped out a fair bit. Right, and then in conjunction with this, it's probably lifting in this area. And all together. So like different areas are behaving in different ways, and because we can be super controlled with multiband compression, I'm controlling just the problem areas instead of like boosting within EQ and then compressing it afterwards and then doing a notch EQ to take those different bits out. I've just done it all in one plugin right at the end just to get that final bit of control. And as you go through the track, like the dynamic of this track changes loads. So I think this section, for example. Yeah, so it needs the lift to sound right and sit correctly on top, but then when ad-libs and things come in, it's too much in that area, so it's just pulling it back a little bit below. It's giving us a fluctuation overall of probably, I don't know, 3 dB max in the boost and reduction. And then this over here is just capturing those horrible little sibilances that pop up every now and then. But the high end needs to be there. I don't want to dip it away all the time. And then when we move into this section, it behaves differently again. But again, this is catching all those different nuances. Yeah, so right there in that last 4 bars, look at what's going on here with the pink one. It doesn't do anything for 4 bars, and then there's 3 or 4 words that suddenly would jump through, become horrible, and it just catches them. Watch. So let's disable it and see what they're like, and we'll play the whole thing so we get used to it being comfortable. So the word upside down absolutely just falls apart. And it's only a couple of dB in control, really. There's not a huge amount going on. It was right around here, wasn't it? So that's really what I'm using multiband compression for. And look, don't look at some of the videos and you'll see people who've got 12 dB dropouts and crazy things going on. This is it. Tiny little bits of control that keep everything balanced across the portion of a whole song. That is truly what it's there for. So I hope that answered a couple of the questions. If not, again, comments below. I'll do my best to get back to you. And hopefully that was helpful and gave some clarity for you guys. And I will see you on the next video.